Your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever own. It shapes your reality, builds your habits, and silently directs the course of your life, even when you don't realize it. Every belief, every thought, and every emotion you hold is programming your future right now, either for success or for limitation. But what if you could change that programming? What if you could rewrite the code inside your subconscious mind and create a mindset designed for focus, growth, and unstoppable success? Welcome to Reprogram Your Mind for Unstoppable Success, a journey through 10 powerful chapters that will help you master your thoughts, take control of your emotions, and unlock the limitless version of yourself that has been waiting to emerge. In these chapters, you will learn how to develop mental clarity, build discipline, strengthen focus, and create beliefs that support your highest potential. Because true success doesn't begin with action, it begins with awareness. This audiobook is not just about changing how you think, it's about transforming who you are. So take a deep breath, clear your mind, and prepare yourself to enter a new level of consciousness and control. This is where your transformation begins. This is the moment you start to reprogram your mind for unstoppable success. Chapter 1: The Power of Mental Reprogramming. Success doesn't start with action. It begins in silence, inside the laboratory of the mind. Every decision, every habit, every result in your life is the visible echo of an invisible thought. For decades, psychologists have known that the human mind operates like software. Our thoughts are the code, our behaviors, the output. Most people, however, never question the code they inherited from parents, culture, school, and failure. They try to change their lives with willpower alone, while the same subconscious program keeps reinstalling itself every morning. Reprogramming the mind means becoming the engineer of your own code. It is not about pretending to be positive. It is about rewriting the instructions that determine how you think, feel, and act. To begin this process, you need 3 recognitions. Your mind is programmable. The neural pathways that carry your habits are flexible. The moment you repeat a new behavior or belief, the brain begins to reroute itself. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts are suggestions, not commands. When you learn to watch them, you gain the power to edit them. Change is a system, not an event. Reprogramming happens through daily repetition and emotional engagement, exactly the way the old code was installed. Think of this book as your personal operating system upgrade. Over the coming chapters, you'll learn how to identify the mental viruses that slow you down, how to write new scripts that run automatically towards success, and how to sustain that new identity even when life throws errors. By the time you finish, success will no longer feel like something you chase. It will be the natural function of who you have become. Chapter 2: Breaking the Default Code. You can't create a new life with the same thoughts that built the old one. Every person lives with a mental code, a network of thoughts, emotional reactions, and expectations that run quietly beneath awareness. This default code decides how you interpret the world long before you consciously choose. It tells you what's possible, what's dangerous, and what you deserve. The problem is that most of this code was written when you were too young to question it. Childhood messages, cultural stories, repeated failures, even random comments from people you barely remember, all of them left fragments in your mental software. Over years, those fragments turned into full programs. I'm not good at this. Money is hard. People always disappoint me. 1. Seeing the program run. Notice the patterns that keep repeating in your life. Do you often attract the same kind of relationships, jobs, or setbacks? Patterns are proof of code. They show you the instructions your subconscious keeps following. Don't judge them, study them. Each repetition is an opportunity to see the hidden line of thought that produces it. 2. Interrupting the loop. When you recognize a pattern, pause. Ask, what story am I telling myself right now? A single question creates distance between you and the code. The moment you name the story, it loses control. That is the beginning of rewriting. 3. Replacing the line. Once you find a limiting story,
write its opposite truth. If your inner voice says, "I always fail," answer with, "I learn fast and adapt quickly." If it says, "I'm not confident," respond, "I'm building confidence through action." The brain needs replacement lines, new commands, to overwrite old ones. 4. Repetition equals reinstallation. Reading a new belief once won't change the code. You must install it through repetition and emotion, the same way you installed the old one. Speak it, visualize it, and act as if it's already real. Every repetition deepens the neural groove until the new code runs automatically. 5. Protecting the update. Once you begin to change, protect your progress. Avoid people, content, or environments that constantly reactivate your old identity. You can't upload new software on a device that keeps reconnecting to the virus source. Guard your focus the way an engineer guards the master file. Reprogramming isn't about deleting your past, it's about editing the meaning of it. When you understand your old code, it loses the power to define you. When you consciously write new code, you stop living by accident and start living by design. Chapter 3: Awareness, the first key to change. You can't change what you can't see. Every transformation begins with awareness. Awareness is not simply knowing, it's seeing with clarity. It's the moment when you realize your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are not you. They are patterns you can observe and therefore change. Most people never reach this point. They are trapped inside their thoughts, reacting, judging, defending, and blaming, without realizing that the real power lies in watching those thoughts, not obeying them. 1. The observer within. Imagine there's a quiet watcher inside you. This part never yells, never panics, never rushes. It simply notices. When you feel anger, fear, or frustration, awareness steps back and says, "Interesting. My body feels anger. My mind is creating this reaction." That single moment of observation breaks the automatic pattern. You're no longer in the emotion, you're witnessing it. And that tiny gap is where freedom begins. 2. The 3 layers of awareness. There are 3 levels of awareness you must strengthen. Self-awareness, understanding your thoughts, triggers, and inner language. Situational awareness, reading environments, people, and emotional energy before reacting. Purpose awareness, remembering what you're truly moving toward, so distractions lose power. Master these, and you'll navigate any challenge with clarity instead of chaos. 3. Awareness as a mirror. Awareness is like holding up a mirror to your own life. It doesn't criticize or flatter, it reflects. Through awareness, you start to see yourself as you are, not as you pretend to be. And in that honest reflection lies real growth. Ask yourself daily, what did I react to today without thinking? What belief was I defending? Did my actions reflect my higher self or my habitual self? These small reflections create massive transformation over time. 4. Awareness over emotion. In moments of stress or anger, awareness is your anchor. Breathe. Step back. Name what you feel. This is anxiety. This is insecurity. This is my old pattern trying to survive. By naming it, you disarm it. You can't fight emotion. You outgrow it through understanding. 5. Awareness as daily practice. Make awareness a ritual. Take 5 minutes each morning to observe your thoughts before speaking to anyone. Don't judge, don't fix, just notice. Over weeks, you'll begin to recognize recurring thoughts, words, and emotions. That awareness will show you exactly what to reprogram next. Awareness is light. And once you've seen the truth, you can never go back to darkness. Awareness is not the final step, it's the foundation. Once you can see, you can choose. Once you can choose, you can change. And once you can change, you can reprogram your entire destiny. Chapter 4: Beliefs, the architecture of your mind. Your beliefs are the blueprint of your reality. Every structure begins with a design. Before a house is built, there are lines on a plan, unseen, precise, and guiding every action. Your mind works the same way. The life you're living right now is the physical construction of invisible beliefs you've held for years. 1. What are beliefs, really? Beliefs are not facts. They are repeated thoughts, accepted as truth. A belief is formed the moment a thought gains emotional confirmation. When something happens, and you say, "See? I knew it." That emotion anchors the thought in your subconscious. From that point on, your mind filters the world through it, searching for proof that it's real. If you believe you're unlucky, you'll subconsciously ignore opportunities. If you believe people can't be trusted, you'll always find reasons to confirm it. Beliefs build perception, and perception builds experience. 2. The inherited blueprint. Most of your beliefs aren't even yours. They were installed long before you had the power to question them. Family, culture, religion, media, all contributed to your mental architecture. You inherited ideas like, success requires struggle. Money changes people. I'm just not good enough. These aren't truths, they're templates. And like old code, they can be rewritten. But first, you must see that you're still running them. 3. Beliefs create behavior loops. Every belief creates a predictable behavior. If you believe, "I'm not confident," you avoid opportunities. Avoidance leads to lack of experience. Lack of experience reinforces the belief. The loop tightens until it feels permanent. The way out isn't force, it's awareness plus new evidence. You must act in ways that disprove the old belief. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes because of it. 4. Installing empowering beliefs. To rewrite a belief, you must speak to the subconscious in its own language, emotion, repetition, and experience. Step 1. Identify the limiting belief. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself, others, or the world that limits me? Step 2. Create the upgraded belief. Write the opposite in a way that feels powerful but possible. I'm not confident. I'm learning to express myself with growing confidence. Step 3. Rehearse it daily. Speak it aloud. Visualize moments that prove it. Feel gratitude for the belief as if it's already true. Each repetition reprograms the neural pattern, belief by belief, code by code. 5. Proof over time. At first, your new beliefs will feel fake. That's normal. The old code will resist replacement because it's familiar. But every time you act from the new belief, you weaken the old one. Over time, the brain rewires to match your consistent choices. Remember, you don't need to believe the new thought immediately. You need to practice it until your mind catches up. 6. Your mind as an architect. See your mind as a living architect. Each thought lays a brick. Each emotion adds mortar. Each belief defines the shape of the building that becomes your life. If you don't like the structure you're living in, you don't need to destroy it, you need to redesign it. And the first wall to rebuild is always belief. When you change your beliefs, you don't just change your thoughts, you change what becomes possible for you. Chapter 5. The Subconscious Mind, Your Silent Power. The conscious mind commands. The subconscious executes. Joseph Murphy. You are not just what you think, you are what your subconscious repeatedly confirms as true. The subconscious mind is your invisible operating system. It never sleeps. It never argues. It simply obeys. 1. The hidden engine of your life. Scientists estimate that about 95% of your daily actions, emotions, and decisions come from the subconscious mind. It's the part of you that breathes, drives, walks, and reacts, all without conscious effort. When you decide to change your life, you're speaking with the 5%, your conscious mind. But if that message doesn't reach the 95%, nothing truly changes. That's why willpower fades and habits return. the subconscious wasn't reprogrammed. 2. How the subconscious learns. Your subconscious doesn't understand logic or reason. It learns through emotion, repetition, and imagery. Emotion gives power to a thought. Repetition makes it familiar. Imagery makes it real. When these three align, the subconscious accepts new information as truth. That's how beliefs are built, and how they can be rebuilt. If, as a child, you felt unworthy and heard "you're not enough" repeatedly, your subconscious accepted it as a command. As an adult, that program still runs silently in the background. But just as it was written, it can be rewritten. 3. The subconscious speaks through patterns. Your subconscious doesn't talk, it shows. It speaks in repeated mistakes, emotional triggers, relationships that mirror your wounds, situations that test your hidden beliefs. Every pattern is a message from your subconscious saying, "This is what I still believe is true about life." You don't fix the pattern by fighting it, you change it by understanding the belief behind it. 4. Accessing the subconscious. There are 4 powerful gateways to influence your subconscious. 1. Meditation. Quiet the conscious noise. When your brain shifts into alpha or theta states, your subconscious becomes suggestible. 2. Affirmations. Repetition of new beliefs daily imprints new commands. The key is emotionally charged repetition, not robotic recitation. 3. Visualization. The subconscious can't distinguish between imagined and real experience. When you vividly visualize success, your brain records it as a memory. 4. Hypnagogic states. That moment between wakefulness and sleep is where the subconscious is most open. Listen to affirmations or guided reprogramming before bed. 5. Protecting the subconscious. Your subconscious absorbs everything. Every word you speak, every image you see, every conversation you repeat, it all becomes mental data. Be careful what you expose yourself to. If you constantly feed your mind with negativity, your subconscious will turn it into your emotional baseline. Protect your mental diet the way you protect your body's nutrition. Garbage in, garbage out. Truth in, transformation out. 6. Programming the future. Your subconscious doesn't understand time. It reacts to the dominant image and feeling you hold now. When you visualize your goals with intensity and gratitude, as if they already exist, your subconscious begins aligning actions and opportunities to make it real. This is not magic. It's neuroplasticity, the brain rewiring itself around your dominant expectations. You become a match to your imagined future. 7. The inner dialogue. Every word you say to yourself becomes a subconscious script. If you tell yourself, "I can't," your mind creates barriers. If you tell yourself, "I'm learning," your mind finds pathways. The subconscious mind doesn't judge, it executes. So speak to it as you would to a trusted friend, with clarity and faith. Whatever you plant in your subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become your reality. Earl Nightingale. Chapter 6, Emotional Reprogramming. Healing the triggers that control you. You can't change what you refuse to feel. Your emotions are not random. They are messages, direct signals from your subconscious mind. Every time you overreact, shut down, or spiral into self-doubt, it isn't weakness. It's programming. You're not broken, you're conditioned. 1. The truth about emotional triggers. An emotional trigger is not about what happens to you, it's about what your mind remembers. When someone ignores you and it hurts deeply, it's not that moment, it's every moment before it when you felt unseen. Your emotional reactions are echoes of old wounds. And until those echoes are heard and healed, they keep repeating, louder every time. 2. The role of emotion in the mind. Emotion is the glue that binds thoughts into beliefs. It tells your subconscious what to remember and what to ignore. That's why emotionally charged experiences, both good and bad, leave lasting imprints. When emotion is suppressed, it becomes trapped energy, silently shaping your reactions, decisions, and even your physical health. Healing begins the moment you allow yourself to feel without judgment. 3. The cycle of emotional conditioning. Every emotional response follows a loop. Trigger, emotional reaction, behavior, reinforcement. Example: you feel rejected, sadness, withdrawal, more loneliness, proof that you're not enough. This loop strengthens over time, becoming an automatic pattern. To reprogram it, you must interrupt the loop, consciously. 4. Steps to emotional reprogramming. Step 1. Awareness. Notice your triggers without judging them. Write down moments that provoke strong emotions. Ask, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Step 2. Feel without story. Most people attach stories to emotions. They made me angry. I always get hurt. Drop the story. Just sit with the pure energy of the feeling. Emotions are temporary vibrations. Stories make them permanent. Step 3. Reinterpret the trigger. Ask yourself, what belief is this emotion protecting? Maybe your anger hides fear of rejection, or your sadness hides a need for love. When you understand the belief beneath the emotion, you can begin to rewrite it. Step 4. Install a new response. Choose a conscious behavior that breaks the pattern. For example, when you feel ignored, instead of withdrawing, express your needs calmly. When you feel anxious, breathe deeply and affirm safety. Each time you choose a new response, your brain rewires. 5. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the past, it's about releasing its emotional code from your system. Holding on to resentment keeps your subconscious in survival mode. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means you've outgrown the emotional weight of the memory. Forgive others to free your heart. Forgive yourself to free your future. 6. Emotional rehearsal. The same way you visualize success, you can rehearse new emotions. Imagine yourself in situations that used to trigger you, but now feel calm, confident, and centered. Your subconscious records that scene as a new memory. Repeated often, this process reprograms your emotional defaults. 7. Living with emotional mastery. Emotional mastery doesn't mean you never feel pain. It means pain no longer controls your behavior. It's not about suppression, it's about transformation. When you heal emotionally, your energy changes, and so does your entire reality. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you emotionally believe you deserve. Chapter 7. Mental Rewiring. Turning new thoughts into permanent pathways. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Donald Hebb. Your brain is not a fixed machine. It's a living, breathing network that changes every time you think, act, or feel. Every habit you've ever built, every fear you've ever reinforced, every dream you've ever ignored, it's all stored in the wiring of your neural connections. The good news? You can change the wiring at any time. That process is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reshape itself through focused thought and experience. 1. The science of thought patterns. Each thought you think sends an electrical impulse through your brain. When you think the same thought repeatedly, that pathway strengthens, making it easier to access next time. That's why habits, mental and emotional, feel automatic. You've simply fired those neurons so often that they've fused together. To reprogram your mind, you must weaken old connections and strengthen new ones. 2. Awareness. The first rewire. Change begins when you observe the pattern instead of becoming it. When you notice a negative thought like "I'll never make it," don't fight it, label it. That's just an old program running. Awareness interrupts the cycle. It separates your identity from your conditioning. The more often you catch the pattern, the weaker it becomes. 3. Creating new neural pathways. New pathways form through repetition with emotion. Here's the formula. New thought plus strong feeling plus consistent repetition equals new neural pattern. For example, if your old program is "I'm not capable," your new program could be "Every day, I'm learning and growing stronger." When you speak it, visualize moments where it's true, and feel gratitude as if it already exists. You are physically rewiring your brain. Do it daily. Your brain doesn't care whether it's true yet. It cares that it's repeated with emotion. 4. Repetition without emotion doesn't work. Affirmations fail when they're mechanical. Saying "I'm confident" 100 times without feeling means nothing to the subconscious. Emotion is the electricity that charges the wire. So feel it. See yourself succeeding. Breathe into that version of you. Smile as if it's already happening. That's how you convince the brain to update its map. 5. The role of habits in rewiring. Habits are physical proof of new mental patterns. You can't think yourself into a new identity. You must act like it's already true. Want to be disciplined? Keep one promise to yourself daily. Want to be confident? Speak clearly once a day, even if your voice shakes. Want to be focused? Eliminate one distraction today. Each action reinforces the new neural circuit. Thought becomes habit, habit becomes identity. 6. The 3C formula for rewiring. Keycap 1 Catch the old thought. Keycap 2 Cancel it immediately. Say "not my truth anymore." Keycap 3 Create a new thought to replace it. This simple 3C loop, done repeatedly, is how you shift from autopilot reactions to conscious creation. 7. Consistency over intensity. The brain doesn't change because of one breakthrough moment. It changes through consistency. A single, repeated effort made daily is more powerful than a burst of motivation once a month. It takes roughly 66 days to install a new habit, and up to 90 days to make it automatic. Be patient. You're literally rewiring your biology. 8. Living with a rewired mind. Once your brain learns the pattern of success, focus, or peace, it becomes your new default. You won't need to fight negative thoughts. They'll fade naturally because they no longer match your programming. Reprogramming isn't about force. It's about replacing the old with something better, again and again, until the old dissolves. Your thoughts shape your brain shapes your habits, and your habits shape your destiny. Chapter 8. The Power of Self-Talk. How your inner voice shapes reality. The words you whisper to yourself become the house you live in. Hafiz. You are always in conversation, not with the world, but with your own mind. That inner voice narrates every experience, judges every action, and defines every possibility. If that voice is critical, fearful, or small, your life will echo that tone. But if it's empowered, compassionate, and focused, your outer world transforms to match it. 1. The language of the mind. The subconscious listens to every word you say, especially the ones you say silently. When you tell yourself "I can't do this" or "I'm not good enough," your mind takes it as an instruction, not an opinion. The language you use doesn't just describe your life, it creates it. Your words are commands to your nervous system, shaping emotion, behavior, and ultimately results. 2. Awareness. Catching your inner dialogue. Most people don't notice how often they sabotage themselves through internal speech. Start listening. Keep a self-talk journal for 1 week. Write down every negative statement you hear yourself say. Patterns will appear. I'm always late. I never finish anything. This always happens to me. These are not innocent phrases. They are verbal programs keeping your old reality alive. 3. The emotional charge of words. Words carry energy. When spoken with emotion, they become magnetic commands. If you constantly repeat fearful or frustrated language, you condition your body to feel that way, and your mind responds accordingly. To change how you feel, start by changing what you say. Replace "I'm stressed" with "I'm recentering." Replace "I'm tired" with "I'm recharging." Small linguistic shifts recalibrate the nervous system. 4. Reprogramming through affirmative language. Affirmations work when they meet 3 conditions. Keycap 1 present tense. The subconscious only understands now. Keycap 2 emotionally believable. It must feel achievable, not forced. Keycap 3 repetition. Every new statement needs consistency to become automatic. Examples. I'm becoming more confident every day. My mind is calm and focused. Opportunities naturally flow toward me. Say them aloud. Feel them. Visualize moments that prove them true. Your subconscious will begin to accept them as your new baseline reality. 5. The power of questions. Instead of affirmations, try affirmations. Questions that assume success. For example, why am I becoming so confident every day? Why does success come easily to me? Your subconscious mind automatically searches for answers, and in that search, it builds new neural pathways that confirm the belief. 6. Detoxing negative self-talk. To clean up your internal language. Avoid exaggerations like always or never. Stop labeling yourself. You are not your mistakes. Replace judgment with curiosity. Instead of I failed again, ask what can I learn from this? Every time you soften the language of criticism, you strengthen the language of growth. 7. Rewriting the inner voice. When you change your self-talk, you change your identity narrative. Start speaking to yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Encourage yourself. Guide yourself. Forgive yourself. Your voice becomes your inner environment, a place of safety or self-sabotage. Choose wisely. 8. Silence speaks too. Sometimes, the most powerful self-talk is no talk at all. Moments of silence, mindfulness, and stillness allow your mind to rest from constant narrative. In silence, you reconnect with your deeper awareness, the part of you that's beyond words but directs all creation. Speak to yourself as you wish the world would speak to you. Your inner dialogue is the script of your destiny. Chapter 9. The Habit Loop. How to build automatic success patterns. First you make your habits, then your habits make you. Charles C. Noble. Your mind can be reprogrammed through thought, emotion, and intention. But true transformation happens when your new mindset becomes a habit. Habits are the bridge between knowledge and embodiment. They are how your subconscious expresses who you are without you even thinking about it. 1. The psychology of the habit loop. Every habit, good or bad, follows a simple loop. Cue, routine, reward. Cue, the trigger that starts the behavior. Routine, the behavior itself. Reward, the emotional satisfaction that reinforces it. Example. You feel stressed. Cue, scroll your phone. Routine, brief distraction. Reward. The brain records this as a successful loop and repeats it automatically next time. To build empowering habits, you must design this loop consciously. 2. Rewiring old loops. You can't erase a habit, but you can replace it. The key is to keep the same cue and reward, but change the routine. Example. Cue, feeling anxious. Old routine, overthinking. New routine, deep breathing for 60 seconds. Reward, calm and clarity. Your brain still gets the emotional payoff, but from a healthy source. 3. Micro habits build macro change. Don't try to rebuild your entire life overnight. Transformation is sustainable only when it's small, consistent, and rewarding. Start with what I call the 1% rule. Every day, improve one area of your life by just 1%. Over a year, that's 37x growth. Examples. Read 10 pages daily. Speak one affirmation out loud each morning. Write one gratitude before bed. Small steps compound into powerful identity shifts. 4. The identity connection. True habits don't come from discipline alone, they come from identity alignment. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to be productive," say, "I'm a productive person." The subconscious acts in accordance with who you believe you are. So every habit must align with the identity you're building. You're not forcing new behaviors, you're expressing your new self. 5. The role of environment. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. If you keep junk food visible, you'll eat it. If you keep distractions nearby, you'll indulge. Design your environment to make good habits easy and bad habits inconvenient. Keep your workspace clean. Place your journal where you can see it. Remove triggers that lead to old patterns. You don't rise to your level of motivation, you fall to your level of design. 6. The momentum principle. Habits follow the law of inertia. What's in motion stays in motion. That's why the hardest part is starting. Once you begin, your mind seeks closure. It wants to finish what it starts. That's the Zeigarnik effect, the brain's natural drive to complete unfinished tasks. So just start, even for 2 minutes. Momentum will carry you farther than motivation ever could. 7. Tracking and reinforcement. What gets measured gets reinforced. Keep a daily tracker. Tick off every time you complete your new habit. This visual feedback builds pride, consistency, and dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. After 30 days, your habit moves from conscious effort to subconscious automation. 8. When you slip, recommit instantly. Falling off track doesn't mean failure. The danger isn't missing one day, it's letting guilt make you miss 2. Forgive yourself quickly. Restart immediately. Each recommitment strengthens your resilience. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Tiny actions, repeated daily, create exponential growth. James Clear. Chapter 10. Focus and attention. Training your mind to stay on what matters. Where attention goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, results grow. Tony Robbins. In a distracted world, focus has become the rarest and most powerful form of currency. Your attention determines the quality of your life. It decides what grows, what fades, and what becomes real. If your attention is scattered, your results will be too. But when you direct your focus like a laser, your potential becomes limitless. 1. The science of focus. Your brain can process millions of bits of information per second. But conscious focus filters it down to just a few dozen at a time. That means whatever you focus on becomes your entire world in that moment. When you focus on problems, they expand. When you focus on opportunities, they multiply. Focus is the steering wheel of your mind. 2. The attention economy trap. We live in a world designed to steal your attention. Notifications, ads, constant noise. Every distraction is a tax on your future. Each time you shift your focus, your brain needs 23 minutes to fully regain concentration. That's why fragmented focus kills deep work. To protect your attention is to protect your destiny. 3. The art of single-tasking. Multitasking is a myth. It's not productivity, it's divided presence. The brain can only focus on one thing at a time. Everything else is rapid switching. Single-tasking is the new superpower. When you do one thing with full immersion, time slows down, clarity increases, and creativity awakens. To practice, silence notifications. Set a 45-minute timer. Work on only one goal. Then take a 10-minute break. This focus sprint method rewires your attention span. 4. Flow state, the zone of effortless excellence. Focus at its highest level becomes flow, a state where action feels effortless and time disappears. In flow, your inner critic goes silent. Your performance increases up to 500%. You feel deep joy and clarity. To enter flow, Keycap 1. Choose a clear goal. Keycap 2, make it slightly challenging but achievable. Keycap 3, eliminate distractions. Keycap 4, immerse yourself completely. The secret: flow doesn't happen by chance, it's trained by attention. 5. Meditation, the gym for the mind. Meditation isn't about escaping thoughts, it's about mastering them. It's the single most effective practice for strengthening focus. Start small. Sit still for 5 minutes daily. Breathe deeply. Every time your mind drifts, bring it back. Each return is a mental push-up. Over time, your mind becomes calm, sharp, and obedient. 6. The focus ritual. Create a daily focus ritual to condition your brain for deep work. Example: morning, silence plus affirmations. Before work, write 3 top priorities. During work, 45-minute focus blocks. Evening, reflection and gratitude journaling. Rituals tell your subconscious, it's time to perform. 7. Attention as energy investment. Every thought, word, and action is an investment of energy. You have a limited supply each day. Spend it wisely. Ask yourself often, is this worth my energy? Does this align with my highest vision? When you learn to say no to distractions, you say yes to greatness. 8. The discipline of presence. Presence is the purest form of focus. It's when your mind, body, and energy are all in one place, this moment. The more present you become, the more powerful you feel. Past loses grip, future loses worry, and your creativity expands. When you master attention, you master creation.